My cheating wife. I first developed my suspicions about Kevin's affair with my wife years ago. They seemed strangely close, and I was suspicious but quick to overlook it. There was no way Diana would stoop so low. Kevin was my lifelong friend, she my treasured and adored wife. I shook it out. Even if something had been going on, Kevin's job offer quickly put a stop to it, and he was sent out of the country for work. It wasn't until January that he returned this past January. He became close to my family again, and we all had a great time. He was even there for my son's second birthday, when my 6-year-old daughter got so jealous of all the attention he was receiving that she actually tipped the cake over. Kids can be so funny. Ah yes, those were the days. I tried to ignore any signs of affection between Kevin and Diana, and I didn't seem to notice any, so things seemed to have gone back to normal. I was happy once more. I woke up on my birthday January 21st with a headache. "Are you okay?" my wife asked. "Yeah, it's fine," I said, careful not to groan with pain. "It's pretty bad, which is weird. It's not like I drank too much last night, did I?" My wife shook her head. "You didn't go overboard or anything, if that's what you're asking. Is it just a headache?" I went to work that day anyway. The next day, my headache seemed to be going away, startling my wife. "Oh, it's just that headaches usually last a couple of days," she said quickly. "It's all right though. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm going out with Cynthia and Kendra tonight," she added, mentioning 2 of her old high school friends. I spent the evening with my kids. It felt good to go through a wonderful, normal moment. Bows. Little did I know that watching my daughter make me a bead bracelet or my son babble over his food would be one of the last happy moments of my life. Diana got home late. I was already asleep. The headaches returned for the next few days. They became more painful to the point where I could barely even think straight. By February, I had to take 2 Advils a day. Eventually, I started mixing painkillers to control the searing pain. My wife seemed interested in knowing what symptoms I had, but didn't take it further. She went out a lot. My daughter had made me another one of her little bracelets one morning, and I put it on cheerfully. Then I noticed what she had made in the messenger. My Valentine's Day. I'd forgotten. "No, Daddy," she said, laughing. "Valentine's Day was yesterday. Why couldn't I remember anything?" My memory started lapsing. I'd have frequent blackouts. My wife didn't seem to have anything for me, so I didn't get her anything. Neither of us said anything. By March, I was suffering from constant pain, and I started sweating a lot, too. Eventually, the summer came, but I was too sick with vomiting and nausea to enjoy it. "Maybe you have a brain tumor," Diana said, scared. I decided to go to a physical, but the doctor said everything seemed normal. He couldn't explain my nausea or headaches. I got a CAT scan, but that came out well, too. Was it a tumor? Was it a cancer? Everything seemed fine. Slowly, my condition deteriorated to the point where I'd lie in bed most of the day, my wife bringing in my soup and water. Whenever I lifted my head from the pillow, clumps of my hair were left behind on it. I was balding. "Specially made," she'd say, trying to sound cheerful as she placed my soup down. She'd ask me how I felt, usually asking if I felt any better. It was a July day, I remember. I wanted to send a message to one of my co-workers and used her laptop instead, finding an email from Kevin. It talked about how much he admired her and mentioned her lovely, wonderful beauty and kindness in detail, throwing me into a shock, followed by a rage as my previous hints of suspicions were proven true. Oh, it was horrible. I had trusted both of them. They had been my lifelong companions, and now they were going at it behind my back, leaving me in my sickness and despair. Then another idea struck me. So that's how it was, huh? Kevin and my wife decide to poison me so they could get rid of me, inherit some cash, and get married. I was sick with the woman I had once loved to death, the woman who I had vowed to spend the rest of my life with. I asked my daughter to go through the kitchen counters for arsenic. She did so and came back with a bottle. I was shocked, horrified. She asked me what it was. I told her to go back to playing. The moment finally came. I was to confront my wife, and I planned on inviting Kevin over to make sure this would end up exposing the two of them in their sickening, gross lust. I planned to kill two birds with one stone. I confronted my wife about the arsenic bottle, and she asked me where I had found that. Kevin was shocked and confused. "Don't lie to me," I said through clenched teeth. "I know what you're both up to." "John, what has gotten into you?" Kevin asked. Diana had tears welling in her eyes. "Where did you get that?" she asked. Are you? Shut up. I told her. "I don't want you to state the obvious. I want you to tell me, finally and once and for all, why you were hiding this in the kitchen cabinet." "What are you talking about? Don't lie to me, you cheating bitch," she gasped. "Why on earth would you ever say something like that? Stupid, false, fake, lying humility." I did the world a favor by pulling out my gun and shooting her and her wretched lover dead right there and then. My daughter happened to enter the room at that moment. "Daddy," she gasped. "Oh no, what had I just done?" "Sweetie," I said, trembling. I put the gun away. "Come here, sweetie, come to daddy." "No," she said, her eyes watering up. "Sweetie," I croaked, crying. She had lost faith in me. "Come here, come to your daddy." "Oh, my angel, come here." "No," she said, her voice choked with tears. "Sweetheart, why not?" "Because I'm not real," she said, sniffing. "I'm not real, Daddy." "What are you talking about?" "I drowned in the lake behind our house 2 years ago, don't you remember?" she said. "I'm not real." "Neither is the bracelet." She pointed at it. I looked in my arms and found no beads. "Then how?" "I tried to stop you," she said. "I tried hiding the bottle in the kitchen to keep you from taking any more of it, but you asked for it back, and I had to do what you said." "Please don't hate me, Daddy." "No, sweetheart, no," I said. "No, don't go." But it was too late. She had faded away without even saying goodbye. And I was left in my living room, with the arsenic I had injected into myself and my lunacy flowing through my veins, with my son crying in the next room with Diana's and Kevin's corpses on the floor, laying in their pools of blood. I looked at the bottle of arsenic in my hands. I had already gone through 6 of these. Where had they even come from in the first place? How did I get them? It didn't matter. Now that I've finished writing up my story, there's only one thing left to do: open that bottle and pour the stiff, powdery poison that I had been spoon-feeding myself daily down my throat.